There's a small detail. Pay attention to the details. Here's the detail. There's a small detail in this that most of us, well, at least I'm elementary, you're real smart and deep. I ran over. When I read this thing in Daniel 2:3-6, it said, then the king said to them, I have a dream. I had a dream, and my spirit is anxious to know the dream. Did you get that? He said, I had a dream, and my spirit is anxious to know the dream. And so he called all his folk to come and interpret the dream, which means the small detail is, I had a dream, I forgot the dream. And I want you to first tell me what my dream was and then interpret it. Now, if I had told you that because all of y'all in here, y'all dream interpreters, if I said, I saw a watermelon go across the crest of a moon and then a chicken running through the yard. Well, the watermelon means your roots were in Mississippi. And the chicken represents the gospel bird that died for preachers. I give you a little bit of point of reference so you can play me. But the king said, let me tell you something. I had a dream, it troubled me, I forgot the dream, so if you all that, if y'all really for real, I want you to tell me what I dreamed and then interpret it. And that's why one of them said, look, what you asked for, there ain't nobody in the flesh that can tell you what you dream. And under his breath, is you a fool? We wise, but we ain't that wise. Well, watch this. Watch this. Even though the fortune tellers could not have the great capacity for interpretation of the situation, they had capacity, but they didn't have a basis for their beginning. Now, please hear this. What's this? So the king, anytime anybody's dream don't come true, they get mean. That's a basic principle. Anybody got a dream and it don't happen, they're gonna be mean. They take it out on everybody else. King had a dream, he got mean. He said, I'm killing everybody. I'm killing everybody up in here who say they wise. I know some of your neighbor did this. I know you did. The people would have you call in a long time ago. You used to have the psychics on the telephone and TV, and you call in and they'll give you a quick reading, and then $3.95 a minute. And then you get on the phone with them, and then they'll say, what's your name? Now that's a clue right there. You the psychic, tell me who calling. You can't tell me that. I'm going to kill you. Watch this. Watch this. Please hear this. Here they are under the threat of death. Please note, conflict, trials, trouble has nothing to do, has all to do with the natural world. Our biggest problem today is trying to solve problems on the same level they were created. Einstein said that's impossible. The reason why so many of us are stuck in the natural is because we're trying to find natural answers instead of getting spiritual secrets. God is about to give Daniel and his friends a word that could change nations. God may be waiting to give you a word today that'll change your family, change the people you work with, change your co-workers, change the school system, change government. You're not going through the crisis that don't have a way out just so you can go through it. God wants to get you a word that'll bring about a change, and it's a word that ain't in the human capacity. It has to come through the secret wisdom of God. Now watch this. Watch this now. In this situation, they could have been filled with fear, and they said, no, we understand that God is the answer. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. They had a prayer meeting. Daniel is crazy. He goes before the king and says, look, I don't have the answer. That's crazy. He knows he's going to kill him. He said, but give me a day. He said, I'll tell you in the morning. And he gets his friends and they have a prayer meeting and they start calling on God. And they started calling on God and they shut themselves in. I told them this yesterday morning at prayer. I said, you know, there's some stuff we done thrown away from the old church that we need to get back. They used to have shut-ins. Because there's some things you got to sit with God long enough so you can hear God. And we don't need to be sitting up there and doing a little 5-minute drive-by in the morning while you're eating a sausage, trying to feed the kids and dress them to get yourself out the house, and you have a little 5-minute devotion. Your life is in shambles and you need to shut yourself in. Turn the phone off. Get off this and that. Turn the radio off and tell God, I'm not leaving this bedroom. Tell God, I'm not leaving this. You're in a hurry trying to beat traffic. Well, I'm telling you, the traffic in your life that's about to kill you and run you over. Sometimes you need to sit in your seat and take in another service and then still sit in your seat and tell God, I'm not getting out of here until you bless me with a word that destroys the yoke on my life. I'm not playing and I'm not going through another day thinking I'm gonna die. There is a word. What's this now? Please hear me. There is a word hanging over your head. That will break and destroy the yoke of bondage on your life. And I just figured out why God allowed Daniel to go through what he's going through. I figured out why he's allowed me to go through what I'm going through. I figured out why he's allowed you to go through what you're going through. He had to put enough pressure on Daniel to force him to pray to the level of his promotion. You're not hearing what I'm saying. If he didn't have trouble, he would never get to the level of praying to get to the promotion that he had for him. So he had to put him in a pressure cooker and turn folk against him with the threat of death, because he wanted to push him into the closet to pray at a level he would have never got to if he wasn't going through hell. God is putting you through hell to get you to a prayer level that you wouldn't got to if everything is easy. I feel sorry for easy saints. I feel sorry for comfortable saints. I feel sorry for saints that have never went through anything, because you never get pushed into the level of your promotion. I thank God for my affliction, because he's pushing me to the level of my promotion. And you better watch out. You ain't seen nothing yet. God's making new wineskins and is about to fill me with fresh oil. But I wouldn't have got there if I didn't have trouble. I said I wouldn't have got there if I didn't have trouble. I'm supposed to be dead now. I'm supposed to be destroyed now. But God, I said, but God. And every human effort ain't gonna work. But God has a word. God has a word. God has a word. Touch your neighbor and say, God's pushing you. I said, touch somebody else, tell him he's pushing you. Tell him, touch that one, say, you might be the wrong one, turn around with somebody else. Say, God's pushing you. Your trouble is to push you in your closet. Where you're going, you need a better prayer life. And God has released the hellhounds. But it ain't to kill you, it's to force you into his presence in a way that you ain't never been before. You've been hearing God say fast. You've been hearing God say pray. God is trying to get you to the level of your promotion. You ain't seen nothing yet. Your trouble ain't to destroy you. Your betrayal ain't to hurt you. The challenges you in are not to kill you. It's promotion time. And God said, where I'm taking you, you can't be praying like you've been praying. You can't be praying half sleepy. You can't be praying between the news and Jay Leno. You got to be able to shut your TV off, turn your plate upside down. You got to be able to press your way. I'm talking to you. You ain't never prayed like you praying now. And the reason is God's about to promote you, but he's got to take you to the level that you'll be able to stand when he gives it to you. What's this? Tell somebody, say, I know it's tight, but you're so close. That's the reason why you don't even really want to talk to other folk right now. You're sitting up trying to think something going wrong. I lost my mind. I don't even want to call people anymore. I don't want to talk about my problem with nobody. And that's okay, because God is getting you to sit. You want to talk to him. I just want to. You can't fix this. You ain't lost your mind. Nobody can but God. What's this now? What's this now? Watch this. Give me a little bit more in the monitor. I'm killing myself. Give me something in the monitor. Watch this. Watch this now. You thought you lost your mind. Your friends have been saying, well, talk to me. For what? You can't fix this. You want to pray with me? Let's do that. But I don't want you to be like Peter, James, and John and fall down and go to sleep while I'm praying. I need some folk that's going to be awake, wide open, and with me, touching and agreeing and believing. I need somebody that understands there's a secret word. And if I can go after God, there's a word that's going to destroy this sickness. There's a word that's going to destroy this attack. God's got a word that will bust me right into. I've got a revelation. Trouble helps you figure out what the serious stuff of life is. It ain't about all them folk who are hanging around you. They'll leave when you're in trouble. But I know somebody who'll never leave you or forsake you. And just as long as you get up every morning, he gets up with you. And when you don't even want to get up, he'll make you get up. He'll keep you going. He'll give you fresh mercy. He'll give you fresh strength. And when you thought you was going to lose and go out and couldn't take no more, here it comes with a fresh breath of air over you. I know a God that'll push you in the closet, bring you in his presence, make you pray like you ain't never prayed before, build a relationship like you never thought you could have had. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego thought they had a great relationship with God. Don't you get so arrogant because you got God scheduled. I pray an hour in the morning and an hour at lunchtime and an hour in the evening. You got God so scheduled you don't even feel him. You're going through motions and you think God's all right with that. God's intense. I am so awesome, you'll never figure me out. I gave you an assignment in time. And then I was laughing with Andrew the other day because I was listening to a song on the radio by somebody. Sometimes I don't even want to listen to Christian radio when I get to